My friends, welcome to this very wet episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. I appreciate you all for tuning in. This is going to be an interesting day here at Lone Wolf Mountain. That's because I am waterproof testing two tents, the TOGR Jovian and the new OneWind Bivy tent. While testing out these tents, I figured you and I would hang out underneath the tarp. We'll have a really good lunch and we will enjoy the rain together. I've been here for about an hour and a half and we've experienced heavy rainfall up to this point. Already we have a good test with the TOGR Jovian tent and also the OneWind Bivy. While I'm filming this rain test episode, I will be hanging out underneath this tarp next to my vehicle, having a great time here at Lone Wolf Mountain. Everyone, that's what's going on in this episode. Let's continue on. What I have here is the brand new version of the OneWind Bivy tent. Previously, I took a look at this tent and it featured this very impressive extension panel, which allows you to basically keep this tent set up even when it's raining. The problem was, on the other side of the tent, it did not have that extension panel, which negated this one here, meaning that if it was raining, this side would stay dry, but the other side would get soaking wet. After my comments concerning that tent, and after talking to the company, they listened, and here we are. We are here with the brand new version of this Bivy tent. And this brand new version has an extension panel on this side, meaning that you can have this tent set up in the rain, and the inside should stay dry. It looks like the rain is returning, so let's make this quick. I'm going to leave this up, and we'll see how this tent fares. Comment down below, tell me, is this tent going to leak? Let's find out together. My question for you all is this: is this tent going to leak? Comment down below with your predictions. Now, talking about the setup here for a second. One vent is open, the other vent is closed. That way we can see whether or not this can handle some wind-driven rain without any issues. Or maybe there will be problems. We shall see. At the same time, with the closed vent, we will see whether or not there's any issues there. Oftentimes when it comes to a tent, when they have external vents like this, that's a weak point for those tent systems. Many companies can't get that right, so oftentimes their tents leak. I don't think these will leak, but you never know. I'll tell you what, everybody, while it's not raining, let's go ahead and get this rain gear off and let's set up camp. I have a table, a chair, a grill. Oh yeah. Today, it's going to be a lot of fun. Plus, we are going to be making some really good food. Or I should say at least, some food that I've been craving. I don't know if it's really that great, if it's that good for you, but you know, that's how it goes. Now everyone, we are in pretty good shape. I have the grill set up, the table, the chair. Now we need some lights. The camera makes it look bright out, but it's not really bright. It's actually quite dark. We had that initial blast of rain that lasted about an hour and a half. Since then, it has been raining, but it's been really, really light. Temperature wise today, it's not too bad. It's about 55 degrees. Feels good. I figured everyone will make a cup of coffee while we wait for the next round of heavy rainfall, which should be here in about 30 minutes. It's lightly raining, but it could certainly be heavier, you know what I mean? Cheers, everyone. Oh yeah, Guatemalan coffee. It is so good. Just like the temperatures are so good. It is unbelievable that it's like 55 degrees today. By the end of next week, we'll be back in the 80s. Oof. What is also unbelievable is how green everything is. It is a jungle here. It really is. For today's episode, today's adventure, I will be using the NatureHike IGT table and grill set. This is such a cool system. This table is inexpensive and yet has so many cool features. You can grill on it. You have this stove add-on. This is a very versatile system that allows you to do a lot of cool things, and you can put it together as you like. You can buy the grill add-on like I did. There's also an additional stove that sits in the center of it. It's just a cool product. That's not terribly expensive at all. When I first got this in, I was curious about the grill aspect because I was concerned about it getting so hot that it would mess up some of the material here, melt some of the plastic and whatnot, but that's not the case. It has been a solid performer. Late last year I made cheeseburgers on this system. Today we're making hot dogs. Oh yeah. Thunder, everybody. It sounds like there's a thunder cell 2 hours north, and that one is definitely moving past us. There's no chance of getting hit by it. Folks, you can't make this up. I just received an email from someone named Scott, a viewer, And he wants to know if I've waterproof tested the Jovian tent yet. My friend, I'm doing it right now. You can't make that up, everybody. It's hilarious. Anyways, let me check the radar real quick. Oh yeah, so there are numerous strong storms to our north right now, including one that is a severe thunderstorm warning. It's moving at 35 miles an hour, wind gust up to 60, hail damage is expected. To our west, we have a line of showers and storms coming this way. They should be here in about 20 minutes. I need to get my rain pants back on, rain jacket back on, and prepare. When I'm doing these waterproof testing episodes, I like to film everything. That way, you all, the viewer, get to see these products going through what they're going to go through. Because some of the wind gusts have been strong enough to concern me, I went ahead and I staked out the sides of this tarp, just like so. Basically, I'm adding additional strength and security to this tarp, just in case it gets windy, just in case a severe thunderstorm comes through. It is time for an update, everyone. We have been experiencing rain for the last 3 hours. The biggest change in the conditions have been the winds. All of a sudden they've picked up and they're quite gusty at times. So far, this tent has been rock solid and I don't even have it guyed out. My biggest question though is with this vent here. Will it leak even when it's breezy out? We'll find out soon enough. Something that's kind of funny, everyone, or I should say funny, it's interesting. There's a news story that's breaking right now about a woman, I believe she's from Georgia. Georgia woman lost hiker, California, 3 weeks. Let me get some of the details for you all here. So, I've been receiving quite a few messages and emails about this. And this is a very interesting story. And I haven't had time to actually sit down and read this yet, and I really don't have the time to do it, but I figured we'll just talk about this for a second. So, the woman's name is Tiffany, She was out for a 3-day solo camping adventure in Fresno County, California. And apparently she was lost for like 3 weeks. She claims that she endured 13 snowstorms, climbed up and over 11,000 feet in elevation. She fell off of a cliff, was unconscious for 2 hours, splinted a leg, and popped the other knee back in place. She lost her tent, sleeping bags, and her electric bike, which I don't understand. She survived by forging wild leeks, boiling snow for water, making tea from pine needles. She lost all of her gear with the exception of her lighter and her knife. Those are her accounts of what has taken place. Now, law enforcement says that they cannot investigate this matter any further because there are no witnesses. But every single person who has sent this story to me has said, there's no way that this is true. I did a quick search for this woman's name on Google, and everybody who is involved in the outdoors thinks this woman's story is nonsense. I was reading accounts of people who work in that area who said that there haven't been any avalanches at all. They claim that there hasn't been 13 snowstorms all year in that area, and there certainly wasn't an avalanche in late April. So I don't know. I have no idea whether or not this woman's telling the truth. I will say that when this story broke and I saw the headlines while scrolling, I didn't read the story, but I saw her picture, and I saw the headline, lost 3 weeks, whatever. I said to myself, that is the best looking missing lost hiker that I've ever seen, especially someone who's been missing for 3 weeks. This individual claims that she lost 10 pounds over the course of 3 weeks, and that doesn't really add up for a lost hiker. So I don't know. It's an interesting story. I don't know if she's telling the truth. I have my doubts. What about you all? Comment down below. The winds have been coming from the west to the east, and I don't want to get this grill going with all of that wind. That's why I've done this. I'm going to grill some hot dogs, and as soon as it's all done, I'll drop this and we'll be good to go. Oh no, you don't. Oh yeah, everyone. 4 gigantic hot dogs covered with Angus beef chili, cheddar cheese, ketchup, mayonnaise, mustard. Oh yes. The only problem here, folks, is that when I went to the store and I got the hot dogs, I purchased the biggest hot dogs I can find, and they don't even come close to fitting in these buns. Eating this on camera is gonna be disturbing. But oh my god, do they smell good. There is nothing like hamburgers on the grill or hot dogs on the grill. I will go ahead and apologize for what you're about to see. This is gonna be nasty. Let's get prepared here. I feel like I need a bib of some sort. Okay. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The best hot dogs I've ever had, ever. The most difficult hot dogs to eat of all time ever, too. Wow. Okay. This is not going to work on camera. I'll take a break from eating these. I want to tell you all a story. Then I will eat these off camera. They're just so messy. As many of you know, recently my mother was diagnosed with brain cancer and her time is limited. So she was recently put into a nursing home. Now, I know this is tragic, and it is, but there is a funny story in here. Anyways, her mother, which is my grandmother, she came into town. She is 86 years old, and I swear she is sharper and in better shape than anybody I know, yours included. I'm serious. It is very, very impressive, you know? She's gotten lucky, she's eaten right, she's done something right. Anyways, the thing about my mom and my grandma, it's not that they can be rude, but oftentimes they don't have a filter. So they say what they think without actually thinking about what they're about to say, if that makes sense. So my mother's always been this way. My grandma has come to town to help take care of my mom and all that stuff. So she went to the airport, rented a rental car, and then came to, you know, our city. There's no airport up here. Anyways, she needed to return the rental car so that she didn't continuously get charged for it because she's not going to use it and she's going to be here for a long period of time. So we find the closest Hertz rental car place, which is an hour and a half away because there's not one where I live. So we make this trip. I'm driving the 4Runner, Susie's driving the rental car with my grandma. So they get to the Hertz place, and the guy in there, he's pretty young, but he's pretty slow moving around. It's just his personality. And so my grandma says, don't strain yourself because he's walking so slow. This instantly this guy off, as you can imagine. My grandma is telling the guy that she worked it out with the Hertz place at the airport to drop the car off there. And he's like, I don't know anything about this. And he's like, all I could do is take your paperwork. And she's like, okay, should I get a copy of it? And he's like, I can't do that. My grandma tries to make light of the situation and improve things, and she says something along the lines of like, oh, it's a really nice car, you should take it for a drive. And he is like stone cold serious. He's not having it. The guy replies and he says, ma'am, that's against company policy, I can't do that. And she's like, oh, I was just kidding, you know, whatever, trying to be funny. He says, listen, keep your comments to yourself. Obviously, the guy's really angry. I should have mentioned that Susie went inside of the Hertz place with my grandma. I wasn't there, I was actually out in the 4Runner. So they come out, and I'm like, well, you don't have any paperwork, you don't have anything to show that you dropped this car off per your instructions. And she's like, no. And I gave him my paperwork, and I was like, well, go back inside, apologize, and explain the situation, and ask for some paperwork. So she went inside, smoothed everything over. That is a great example, folks, of how you need to be careful with the way that you talk to people and treat people, right? My grandma didn't really mean to be rude or anything like that, but she has no filter, and that could have screwed her over. I thought that was the funniest freaking story. When they came out and they were telling me all this, I was laughing my brains out. I was laughing at my grandma for having no filter, because it's so much like my mom. I was laughing about how like she almost screwed herself over in the entire situation. I've been laughing about this for a while now, and I think it's so freaking funny. You really do have to watch what you say. You have to think about what you're going to say. Anyways, everyone, that is my terrible story for this episode. It's the best I got right now. I want to focus on these hot dogs. They're on my mind. I can't think of anything else. So everyone, wish me luck on this mess. This delicious mess. Oh yeah. I'll bring you all back in just a bit. My friends, lunch was fantastic, and I am super stuffed. I haven't had a hot dog in, I don't know, a couple of years, and I think I'm ready to wait a couple more years to have another one. This company, OneWind, really has impressed me. The fact that they can listen to feedback and they can take good ideas to improve their products and have done so quickly, that's impressive. Already, because of these new additions, this is a substantially better product than it was a few months ago. Coming up very soon, I will have my preview concerning this tent. So make sure to stay tuned because there's quite a bit to this. You may be wondering whether or not this tent leaked. You will find out in the review itself. That will be coming up very soon here on the channel, so stay tuned. Also, make sure to stay tuned to my preview and ultimate review of the OneWind Bivy. You will find out in my preview whether or not there were any issues when it comes to waterproofing. With the Jovian tent, I've used this for 6 or 7, maybe even 8 overnight personal trips. So the waterproof testing, that was the last thing that I needed to do with this tent. Because like every single time that I went out, the forecast was wrong and it didn't rain. Like 6 to 8 times in a row, the forecast was so off. Luckily in this episode, I was able to get the waterproof testing done that I needed to, and I now have my answer as to whether or not this tent is waterproof. The next round of rain is here. This rain event is coming to an end, and now I'm going to go ahead, break down this tent, break down that tent, break down the tarp, and call it done. That, everyone, is a huge bag of wet tents and tarps. Tent stakes and poles. I want to thank you all so much for joining me for this testing grounds episode. I was out here doing some work and I wanted to bring you all along with me. Very interesting results. Very interesting. Today really has been a lot of fun. And those hot dogs, chef's kiss, they were awesome. If you had a good time with me on this trip, hit the thumbs up. I do appreciate it. It's a great way to support this channel. If you want to support the channel in other ways, you can become a member. YouTube, Patreon, oh yeah. Everyone, I'm out of here. Take care, be well, strength and honor. Bye for now.